Hello my darlings, I'm TwisTay, and today I'm going to be talking to you about the starter of the horror movie franchise. I'm going to talk to you about the Blair Witch Project. The Blair Witch Project is about 3 students who travel to the woods and a remote town to do a research film project on the legend of the Blair Witch. They go out camping in the woods, and after a night of staying in the woods, they get lost. Panic and anxiety ensues throughout the rest of the film. Back when this came out in 1999, it freaked people out. There was even advertisements in film festivals with the 3 main characters. They were missing signs. So people, when this came out, they didn't know if this was real or if this was just a movie. I myself have a lot of appreciation for this movie since I am born in the 90s, so I can feel the euphoria of all of this, and it's really freaky because it's realistic in all honesty. There's no supernatural shit that's happening. It gradually builds over time, and as you watch this, you kind of become anxious and paranoid yourself because this is something very crazy. And not only that, but you start to think to yourself, is this legend actually true? Or are we just going crazy out here? Alright my darlings, let's get down to business of what it has and what it has not, and I'll let you know if Blair Witch Project is worth watching or if you should just stay in the corner and just try your hardest not to stare at the Blair Witch. There are 2 horror cliches. One cliche has to do with the main character. She takes her camera because she starts to hear noises outside and she's wondering what the hell they are. They don't sound like animal noises and they sure as hell don't sound like nature. So they take the camera to go search and see exactly what it is. And to me, I would want to go in a huge group if I were to go camping, or I would just try to stay as close to the car or any sort of transportation as much as possible. Total amount of eerie moments. There are 6 eerie moments. These eerie moments really made me feel uneasy and uncomfortable and just made me kind of question to myself, what would I do in this type of situation? One eerie moment has to do when they're at the campsite and they just woke up after staying in the woods for a night, and there's suddenly these little piles of rocks everywhere, and it's a little creepy because they weren't there before, and where would you find these little piles of rocks? And it also kind of makes you wonder, are they being followed? Total amount of suspenseful moments. There are 4 suspenseful moments. These suspenseful moments, they freaked me out a lot. Okay, they really freaked me out. They set up for the night, they have their tents up, and they hear walking and running all around their tent. And they don't know what's going on, and then you hear people giggling. That's like the worst thing to hear out in the middle of nowhere when there's just you and like 2 other people, and you hear giggling, and then they start to move the tent, and they just fucking run. I mean, I would run too, because I mean, it's freaky. Total amount of jump scares. There's absolutely no jump scares in this movie, and I feel like that made it a lot more authentic, and it made it a lot more creepy because you were getting this gradual tension build up, this uneasiness, because it was natural feeling, and it just made it feel more realistic. I'm gonna give the Blair Witch Project 4 out of 5 stars because even though it's dated, and yes, the camera is kind of wobbly, and how some people might think that this is not really that good or it's not that scary, but you know what? It's got good character build up, the tension gradually builds up, anxiety inducing, and another plus is that you don't see the Blair Witch at all. This is one thing that I absolutely loved about this movie, is that you did not see the Blair Witch. So it makes your imagination run wild. It makes you kind of think to yourself, what the hell does the Blair Witch look like? Is she an old woman? Is she just a spirit? Or is there no Blair Witch? So have any of you guys seen the Blair Witch Project? What did you think about it? And have you seen the new Blair Witch movie? How do you think the new Blair Witch movie is compared to the old Blair Witch Project? Please write your comments down below and we will have a discussion about that. Do you have a horror movie you would like for me to review, old or new, or even a foreign movie? Please write them down below and I will get to them as soon as I possibly can. If you like what you see, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, please hit the subscribe button. So, until next time, my loves.